Hi there, my name is Doug Burns, and I help businesses save time and money using no-code and low-code solutions. In this video, I'm going to show a great feature of Google AppSheet. And what this feature does is it lets you pull in data from multiple different sources into a single app and work with it as if it's a single set of data. And this specific example is for an e-commerce company. They have an existing system for handling their orders online, but they want to add to it the ability to handle RMAs or return merchandise authorizations. Google AppSheet provides a great way to do that, and that's what I'm going to show. Okay, let's say we have an e-commerce application where the e-commerce system is maintained by a development team. And they have a SQL or SQL database where they store all the information related to that e-commerce system. And this is what it looks like. We have a products table, we have a customers table, and we have an orders table, which ties an order back to a particular customer, and an order items table, which actually keeps track of the items in a particular order. So the development team maintains this system, and again, their primary focus is on the e-commerce side of things. And the customer service team is looking for a way to be able to add RMAs or return merchandise authorizations for orders that happened in this system. However, the development team wants to keep their system focused primarily on the e-commerce side and doesn't really want to introduce the concept of RMAs within that system, and that's where AppSheet can help. All right, and the customer service team is currently using this sheet in order to track the RMAs. So it has some information copied over from the e-commerce system, like the order ID and the order date and the customer name, and then some information specific to the RMAs, like the RMA date and the reason that it was returned and who received it, etc. So this is basically what they're using to keep track of that entire process. And what AppSheet lets you do is connect these two things together. So this is the actual AppSheet application I've set up for this. You see I have a section here for customers, which shows all the customers, which again are just coming from the SQL database. And it also has RMAs, which is actually coming from that sheet, which is currently empty. So that's not why nothing appears there. So what I can do is look at a particular customer. So let's say I can see them, but let's say that I want to search for Charlie Brown. I can just type up here to find that particular person and click on them. And you see it shows here some of their details, again, pulled from the SQL database, as well as the orders pulled from that database as well. I can click an order. It shows me the items within that order, which were a wireless charger, and then any RMAs related to that order, which currently are none, again, because my Google Sheet is empty. So what I can do is I can click Add. It automatically links it to that particular order, and that's basically just because I've defined these relationships when I set up these two data sources within AppSheet. It automatically creates the RMA number, and I can enter a reason. So I can say like it is broken, and you could put in multiple lines here, so as much data as you needed to explain that. And what I do now is click Save. You see that saves. We now have a related RMA for that there. And if I go look at the sheet, it actually put that information in there, copied all the relevant information over from the SQL database, from the specific order and the customer information, created an RMA in here, and set that it's currently received a false. And if I go back to the AppSheet application and just click on RMAs, you see that I also have the RMA listed there. So you can store the information in the sheet. You could store it in another database if you wanted to. It's very flexible the way that it can handle these things, but a Google Sheet is a very simple way to get started with something like this. So again, I have my RMA here that I can see in that system. And let's say we have the warehouse as well. We have the warehouse that's actually receiving these returns when they come in, and we want them to be able to access these RMAs, look them up by the number, and mark them as received. So another great thing about AppSheet is that it works pretty much automatically with mobile. So you get these mobile applications and mobile views that work automatically when you create a desktop application like this one. So this is within that application. I have all the same capabilities here that I could view all the customers and search for customers if I wanted to. And I can also see the RMAs just like in the desktop application. So let's say customer service, shipping receives this. They can click on it. They can click the mark received button. It just asks them if they want to confirm that it's received. And they click yes, and that is now marked as received. So you see, as soon as I did that, it cleared it out of my list of pending RMAs here. We could have a different view where you could go and look at RMAs, historical RMAs as well. But this was basically for tracking ones that are pending. So as soon as I mark it in pending, is the mobile application syncs over automatically to the desktop application, so you can see that it's no longer pending there as well. That was super straightforward to put together, and it required zero code. I hope that helped you understand the power of AppSheet and maybe even think of some ideas about how it could be used in your organization. If so, please feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to talk through the possibilities.